Excerpt from Energy Sources: The Pros and Cons by David Dreyer. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, are a leading energy source around the world. They are called fossil fuels because they were formed from the remains of plants and animals that died many millions of years ago. Coal is burned in many power plants to produce electricity. Fuels made from oil, such as gasoline, diesel, fuel, and jet fuel, power our cars, trucks, and airplanes. Most homes use natural gas to provide power for stoves and water heaters. One of the main advantages of fossil fuels is that they are abundant. They are found in many places and in large amounts. In addition, they contain a lot of usable energy. Coal is especially abundant. The United States has enough coal to last another 200 to 300 years. A special advantage on natural gas is that it burns very cleanly. When natural gas burns, it produces mostly carbon dioxide and water vapor. Oil's main advantage is that it burns efficiently, meaning that little is wasted in the change to energy. Also, the refining process that produces gasoline and diesel fuel produces other petroleum products used in crayons, bubblegum, eyeglasses, and even artificial heart valves. All fossil fuels are essentially non renewable energy sources because nature cannot create enough to keep up with demand. Many experts think that the world's oil wells will be empty in a few decades. Also, fossil fuels, except for natural gas, produce pollutants. Cars, factories, and many power plants release harmful chemicals into the air. Since fossil fuels are burned, air pollution will continue to be a problem. Another problem is called the greenhouse effect. Gases released from burning fossil fuels trap more heat in Earth's atmosphere than would be trapped naturally. This heating up of the Earth's atmosphere is called global warming. Scientists think carbon dioxide contributes most to worsening the greenhouse effect, so even natural gas adds to the problem. Hydroelectric power. Water is widely used to produce electricity. You might wonder how electricity can be produced using water. One answer is by building dams. A dam is a huge, wide wall, usually made of concrete. It is built across a river to hold back the river's flow. The river's water then fills up a large area behind the dam, forming a lake or reservoir. Water from the lakes is released through the bottom of the dam. The water moves very fast. It passes through the big machines called turbines. Fan like blades inside the turbines spin when water rushes through them. The turbines are connected to other machines called generators, making them spin too. Inside a generator, a shaft is surrounded by giant magnets. All around the shaft and magnets is a huge coil of wire. When the turbines spin the shafts and magnets of the generators, they move electrons in the coil of wire. The movement of these electrons creates an electric current. Electricity made at dams is called hydroelectric power. Hydro is a prefix, first part of a word, that means water. There are more than 2,000 hydroelectric dams in the United States. They produce about 10% of the nation's electricity. Hydroelectric dams produce about 20% of the world's electricity. Dams have many other uses too. They prevent flooding by storing water from heavy rain and snowmelt and gradually releasing it later. Dams also create many opportunities for recreation, such as boating and fishing in the lakes they create. In addition, the lakes provide water for homes and industries, as well as provide water for farmers to irrigate their crops during drier times of the year. Flood prevention is good for people, but not so good for the environment. Flooding deposits sediment, a mixture of gravel, sand, and topsoil, which keeps the soil near rivers rich for growing crops. When a river is dammed, it cannot renew the soil on the land around it. Dams also block the route for fish that swim up and down rivers. Every 3 to 5 years, salmon swim from the ocean up rivers to their birthplaces to lay eggs. In the U.S. Pacific Northwest, dams have been a serious problem for salmon. As a result, Salmon populations have severely declined in the past 100 years. 1. Read the sentence. Flooding deposits sediment, a mixture of gravel, sand, and topsoil, which keeps the soil near rivers rich for growing crops. The word rich has more than one meaning. What does rich most likely mean as it is used in the sentence above? A. Wealthy. B. Thick. C. Abundant. D. Fertile. 2. Read the paragraph. All fossil fuels are essentially non renewable energy sources because nature cannot create enough to keep up with demand. Many experts think that the world's oil wells will be empty in a few decades. What does the paragraph show about fossil fuels in the passage? A. That although right now fossil fuels are abundant, they will not be in the future. B. That nature can keep creating more fossil fuels. C. That we are using so much oil that there will be none left. D. That we should conserve fossil fuels so we can give nature time to make more. Number 3. Which of the following is not a fossil fuel? A. Coal. B. Water. C. Oil. D. Natural gas. Number 4. Read the sentence. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, are a leading energy source around the world. What does the use of the word leading tell the reader? A. Fossil fuels are the best energy sources. B. Fossil fuels are the fastest energy sources. C. Fossil fuels are the most popular energy sources. D. Fossil fuels are energy sources that are used all around the world. 5. Read the paragraph. Circle the underlined phrase that best helps you understand the meaning of the word abundant. One of the main advantages of fossil fuels is that they are abundant if they are found in many places and in large amounts. In addition, they contain a lot of usable energy. Coal is especially abundant. The United States has enough coal to last another 200 to 300 years. A special advantage of natural gas is that it burns very cleanly. When natural gas burns, it produces mostly carbon dioxide and water vapor.